Welcome back, soccer fans. We got Friday night footy. This time, the Minnesota Super Cup with your Minneapolis City Soccer Club hosting Minnesota United's U19 MLS next side. This kicks off Group A here at Edor Nelson Field on the campus of Augsburg University. For a refresher, Group A is Minneapolis City, Minnesota United MLS next, and then the Minnesota Blizzard out of the NPSL. But the Crows start their title defense tonight after lifting last year's Super Cup with a 2-0 win over longtime rival Duluth FC in the final. These two teams have met today. They kind of have a habit of meeting in this competition. This is the fourth straight group stage match between City and United, and the series is perfectly balanced. One win, one loss, one draw each. 2023, United edged City 1-0. City answered in a big way in 2024 with a 5-1 convincing win over United. And last year's June 7th clash finished with a wild draw after a late United chance was denied and immediately happened on the other end. Otis Anderson equalized for City right at the death. So recent form is a contrast for both of these teams. If you were with us last week, Minneapolis City came off a strong USL2 debut with a 6-0 win over Chicago Dutch Lions, while United enters on the back of a 2-1 loss in St. Louis against their U19s. They have 7 straight defeats in MLS Next Central Division play, so they'll be I don't want to say desperate, but they'll be in search of using the Super Cup to flip that script. As far as a player to watch tonight, that's sponsored by Bryant Lake Bowl. If you're in Uptown looking for something to do, Bryant Lake Bowl has you covered. Bowling, great food, great staff, and events all week long. Swing by Bryant Lake Bowl. So tonight's player to watch is Phil Caputo. Had a great showing in the first match. Caputo gives City a real interesting look out wide. He's comfortable drifting inside and combining and arriving in the box at the right moments. When he's on the ball, he's got that calm, clever quality in the final third that can turn half chances into real opportunities. Coming off that 6-0 win over Chicago Dutch Lions, there's confidence all over the Crows' attack. And in Caputo, he was a big part of that. With the way City went to get numbers forward, he was always involved in that. His movement off the ball and off the shoulder of the back line, coming back and getting the passes was excellent. And his willingness to take defenders on was extremely key in that 6-0 victory. And last but certainly not least, against a young, high-energy group that United has, Caputo's experience in decision-making becomes, I think, even more important. If he finds those pockets of space between their fullbacks and their center backs and can be sharp with his finishing and his final passes, he's got a real chance to be a difference maker in this Super Cup opener. Kind of wove in some keys to victory in there. I swear there's more, but our keys to victory tonight is sponsored by Twin Cities Orthopedics. Minneapolis City is in good hands with our long-term sports medicine partner. Learn more at tcomn.com. So number one, control the moments. United's recent academy play form says one thing, but Cups games are extremely different and often are decided by the handful of big moments, whether it's set pieces, transition chances, and even mistakes from the opposition. If City manages those moments better today, especially around both penalty areas, they'll put themselves in a really great spot. Second one, impose your experience. We are talking about a senior side versus an academy side. I don't think we have to go anything any more than that. Can City use their experience over a lesser experienced U19 side? And then start the title defense. After defending the Super Cup championship, it starts here. City have a target on their back in Group A and coming out with clear intent, sharp in possession, switching on defensively and being disciplined for 90 minutes. That sends a message to both United tonight and the Blizzard, who we face in Group A. Starting lineups for tonight are sponsored by Athletic Brewing. For Minnesota United, number 46, Keen Perkins. Number 62, Mo Bojang. Number 48, William Manus. Number 52, Sullivan Manus. Number 49, Emery Ortwine. Number 70, Lennox Mua. Number 61, Jaden Bernard. And number 44, George Porter. Number 51, Cal Grulke. Number 55, Irvin Hernandez. And number 53, Griffin Guile. For your Minneapolis City, in goal, number 13, Maurice Crench. Number 3, Dubem Obilo. Number 16, Remy Niambwe. Number 20, making his return, Curtis Wagner. Number 12, Jack Dancer. Number 7, Will Schmidt. Number 5, Jacob Klein. Number 23, Ari Van Mol. And up front, Number 21, Caleb Capone. Number 11, and MLS Next, Minnesota United graduate, Julian Banks. And number 27, our player to watch, Phil Caputo. Once again, I'm John Bisworm. I'm flying solo tonight. We promise that club co-founder Dan Hudeman will join me at some point this season. I hope, fingers crossed. But we're going to take a quick break. Let the starting lineups get announced over the PA system here. Have that coin toss, and we'll get kickoff to you in a second. Welcome back, soccer fans. Once again, I'm John Bisworm. Minnesota Super Cup action tonight at Edor Nelson Field between Minnesota United's MLS Next and your Minneapolis City Soccer Club. As the teams are getting their last little bits of instruction here, want to just give a quick shout out to the Minnesota Super Cup. If you're looking for information on the other group, Group B, or really anything Minnesota Super Cup, just head over to mnsupercup.com, or you can follow them on all the socials at mnsupercup. So as far as today goes, we talked about it in the open that, you have one experienced side. And when we say experienced, we mean players coming back from college, a few that have come back and played multiple years with Minneapolis City. And then you have an academy side. And one thing that we talk about each year, and we've faced Minneapolis City has faced Minnesota United multiple times for exactly, this is the fourth meeting, that it's a really great opportunity for an academy side to go into a men's tournament and see things that are a little bit different. You're not necessarily facing Dallas FC or the Columbus Crew. You're facing different ideas, different systems, and it's a really great advantage. And it's been a great tournament so far as we kick off here. Minnesota United going left to right, Minneapolis City going right to left. Unlucky first touch there by Will Schmidt. Capone does a great job to track back there, but unable to find Jack Dancer. Long ball in. Ball takes a big skip off of the Edor Nelson turf. Testing Crench right away. The wind is going from left to right behind the backs of Minnesota United, and the rain has actually started here, so conditions a little bit different than warm-ups. As Crench sends his first ball out for a throw-in, trying to find Ari Van Maal. Capone battling for the ball, ends up winning it. Player to watch, Caputo back to Capone. Tries to go around his defender. Great step in by Bojang for United. But an unlucky ball from Mua, pinning his own team back in. Unlucky for Julian Banks, almost had that opportunity. A little bit of a turnover for the roster for Coach Forsyth from that Chicago Dutch Lions 6-0 victory in the USL 2 home opener. Really good opportunity for Obilo, gets an early yellow card with his first challenge of the match in the 3rd minute. But Coach Forsyth has the opportunity here to go to his bench and get some minutes, utilizing the cup minutes for some faces that we did see, but also some new faces that are on that roster for the 2026 campaign. Dangerous area here, 30 yards in front of Crench's goal. Excuse me. It's as if the sideline official flagged up for offsides, but the center referee giving the Crows the goal kick. Jack Dancer with really good pressure there to win the throw-in for the Crows. Getting a little bit of side instruction from Coach Forsyth there. Dancer looking to go back to Obilo. Banks gets the touch into Capone. Decent pace of this game. Both teams coming out with a lot of energy. Big header by Kurt Wagner. Minneapolis City definitely does have size in that back line over the attacking line of Minnesota United today. Yambwe sees out that ball. 62 Mo Bojang for United multiple times looking for that diagonal pass coming from Perkins. This time a little bit too strong. Ooh, with a nice move. It gives Van Mol a shove. I don't understand the reason behind that. Interesting choice. A deep throw for United. And Niembwe clears the lines. Schmidt with a header. Looking to find Julian Banks. Like I mentioned, an academy graduate from this very team, played in this competition against Minneapolis City 2 years ago. And the referee indicates offside by United. Looks like number 55, Irvin Hernandez, came from an offside position before touching that last opportunity. Niembwe finds Obilo, looking to go long to Dancer. Great work by number 52, Sullivan Manus. And Mall with an unlucky first touch. Great interchange by United. Again, looking for Bojang. Van Mol had to step. Curtis Wagner would have been in a foot race with Bojang if that had been a little bit less on it. Ball lifted in, but big Moritz Krench easily handles that one. Klein dispossessed. Great save by Krench twice. Crows shouting for offside. Looked to be like the Loons did have a step. But good early opportunity. Niembwe to Obilo, to Dancer. Has options. Looking to go in for Caputo. Banks and Caputo in that area. Looks though Banks was the one taken down. Interesting, no caution there, considering the 3rd-minute challenge from Obilo for the Crows. Completely off the play there. But another early opportunity here from a set piece for Minneapolis City, almost in identical locations on the flip side of what United had. With number 7, Will Schmidt, on the ball for the Crows. Serves in, looking for Niembwe. Referee indicating a throw-in. Krench deep off of his line for Minneapolis City, right around the 40-yard line. Long throw by Wagner. Opportunity for Banks. Will Schmidt puts his foot through one, but that one did not have eyes for the goal. Good pressure by Minneapolis City. Minnesota does a good job of getting out of it. Great intervention by Obilo. Banks and Capone try a little two-man game there, but a little bit too strong, and Perkins easily picks that one up. A little bit of a different look for Coach Forsyth. You don't have your hat-trick men in Akale or Hakeem Morgan. Don't have their strike partner, Nathan Donovan. In the midfield, you don't have our player to watch from last week and Heartland Player of the Year, Jake Swallen. No Jason Ramos in the back line. There is Islam Husseini, who is on the bench for Coach Forsyth tonight, but there's a lot of changeover. Good step by Niembwe. Another good step by Niembwe. This time Crench on his 18, able to track that one down. Quickly finds Wagner, who looks to go long into our player to watch, Phil Caputo. Hasn't had as much time on the ball today as he did against the Dutch Lions. Ojang looking to find Hernandez, but finds Niembwe instead. Good first touch by Caleb Capone there. Second touch let him down a little bit, but then he ended up getting knocked over by Jaden Bernard. Good track back by Will Schmidt. Great defense by Van Mall. Niembwe flying into that challenge. Turnover. Dancer had a 1v1. Still has it. Finds Klein. But Sullivan Manes does a very good job of ushering that one out for a United goal kick. This early first half, we're in the 15th minute. It's almost been a carbon copy on both sides. Some good interplay, but nothing of real substance for either side. That final ball letting both sides down. Good pressure by Capone. Unable to keep that into the offensive zone. United is on the break. Good defense by Ari Van Maal. Great tackle by number 53, Griffin Guile. Bernard, great footwork to get out of a really tight spot. Dancer forcing United to go back. Ball cross in. Van Maal's on the end of it. Minneapolis City having a very high line here in a low block. Really good look by Cal Goldke trying to find Griffin Guile. Yambwe looking long for Capone. Ball hangs up in the strong wind. Nobody home for Crench. Opportunity for Hernandez. Goes wide. Looks as if Crench did have that covered. Again, no options for Crench. Ooh, by Bojang. Nice 1-2. Opportunity for Mua. Out wide for United's goal kick, or excuse me, corner kick. Crench had that near post covered. Good run off the back shoulder there by Lennox Mua. Yambwe with the clear. Will Schmidt on the end of it. But William Manus comes in with a last-ditch tackle. Needed to get that right, because Schmidt did have both Capone and Julian Banks in space. Banks slips. Klein with the pressure, forces Bernard back. A little bit of an overload there for United. Yambwe did not know that was coming. Watching the runner real lucky moments there for Minneapolis City as they look to transition here. Klein back to Dancer. Obilo has space and some willing runners. Looks to go into Banks. Not on the same page there. United retreats into their half to Perkins. Good first touch by Grolke. Two-hand shove there by Grolke on Klein. As the Crows look to go quickly. Nutmeg into Caputo. Has options in the middle. Finds Banks' feet. Unlucky to get it out of there. And the transition is strong here for Minnesota United. Great tackle by Obilo. On a caution. Had to get that right. And Crench clears. Finds Will Schmidt. Caputo on it. Unlucky to not be able to find Banks there on the layoff. Caputo drives through. A little bit of game of ping pong there. His real first opportunity to drive towards goal. Curtis Wagner looking to find someone centrally. Schmidt goes out wide to Dancer. He has Capone, who has tons of space. He has Caputo and Julian Banks in the middle. Finds Julian Banks, a goal! Minneapolis City in the 24th minute. Former United MLS Next graduate Julian Banks slots home a fantastic pass from number 21, Kayla Capone. Number 48, William Manis, caught napping on his marking. Lets Banks in behind him and easily finds the back of the net. One 0 Minneapolis City in the 24th minute. Will be interesting to see what the response is from United. They have looked dangerous tonight.
Goal! Minneapolis City scoring in the 23rd minute. Number 11, Julian Banks. Assisted by number 21, Caleb Capone. That's Minneapolis City 1. Minnesota United 0.
Ojang has some space. Looking for a partner. Grolke fires. Grolke, excuse me. Into the waiting arms of Crench. Banks was waiting. Wasn't ready for that one. Minneapolis City thanks this year's kit sponsor, local hip-hop legends, Atmosphere. Fresh for our 10th anniversary season, we've teamed up to bring 2 kits to life, the Bolt from the Black and our 10th anniversary Feather kit. Catch Atmosphere this summer at the Minnesota Yacht Club Festival on July 19th. Thank you, Atmosphere. Capone has Caputo in. Tries to find him. Probably a little bit late. Caputo had completed his initial run. Bernard does a really good job ushering that out for a United goal kick. Been really impressed with number 61, Jaden Bernard, tonight, both on and off the ball, offensively and defensively. From the owner of the Corner Bar comes Flathead Bill's, the new spot for smash burgers in downtown Minneapolis. They have all of your Corner Bar favorites, including a great staff. And of course, the almost world famous Joey Wings. Check out the new Flathead Bill's today. Capone looking dangerous again on that flank. Ball in by Dancer. Van Mall was in the area. Ooh, does well to get out of that. Ball in. Offsides indicates the sideline official. Bernard again on that. Looking to find Griffin Guile. Banks tries the turn, with Grolke all over it. Perkins going long. Great win by Curtis Wagner. And track back by Klein. Falls down, gets back on his feet. Ultimately, the ball ends with Crench. City have numbers. Julian Banks in a 50-50 opportunity there with Perkins way out of his net. Perkins gets to it first. Schmidt finds Capone wide. Looking to go into Banks. And calmly headed back by Grolke into Perkins. Hernandez on the ball. Finds a way out. Tackle by Grolke. United pressuring. Curtis Wagner unable to get a touch on that one. United goes quick. Into Gorolki. Still with an opportunity. Bojang fighting with Van Maal. Great job by Van Maal to get out of that. Back heel by Caputo. Almost finds Van Maal. Bernard unable to get on the end of that one. Minneapolis City is in good hands with our longtime sports medicine partner, Twin City Orthopedics. You too can have TCO on your side. Their wide range of specialty services to help you achieve your goal of returning to full health. Learn more at tcomn.com. Schmidt with a good challenge. Dancer has a streaking Banks. Decides to slow it up a little bit. And City keep possession. Obilo into Schmidt. Schmidt's been active today. Came on as a substitute in City's 6-1 or 6-0 win. Great ball in. Good one too by Philip Caputo. Got cut off there. Lost my train of thought. Caputo looking to find the corner of Perkins' net, but ended up in his hands. Bernard with a nice back heel. Ball goes out of bounds though. Curtis Wagner out to Van Maal. Has Caputo. Chooses to go 1v1. Caputo back to Van Maal. Van Maal serves one in. Back post. Capone's there. Keeps it in. Service back. Julian Banks is in. Oh, just misses the header. Two really great opportunities for Minneapolis City in front of Perkins' net. United dispossessed. Good work by Obilo. Wagner finds Van Maal. Goes out to Caputo. Has one to beat. Not a lot of options inside the box. Gonna take it himself. Cuts back. Hits a shot. Unlucky to get not full contact on that. But Van Maal's on the spot. Pinned into the corner. Does find Caputo. Serves one in. Not what he was looking for. Long ball over the top. Hernandez and Niembwe. Great job by Niembwe using the head to find the hands of Krentz. Wagner looking for an option. Caputo was there. Did a good job to shield off his defender, but unable to get that through to Banks. Good turn by Klein. Has Banks. With great intervention by Emery Ortwine. And Minneapolis City looks to recycle. Good footwork by Schmidt. Curtis Wagner looking in for Banks. Had a defender draped all over him. United dispossessed again in a really bad spot. Banks gets taken down by Ortwine. A very good opportunity here. 22 yards out from Minneapolis City. They can test Perkins. Wind still going in Minneapolis City's face here. Looks like Schmidt's on the ball. Gonna have to put a little bit of extra into it, going into the face of that wind. Early days for Minneapolis City. You probably think that Coach Forsyth and staff hasn't really had a opportunity to work on some training ground exercises for set pieces. So you'd have to believe that this one's going on target. Referee blows the whistle. Schmidt takes it, puts it on target. Great save by Perkins. Outstretched. Really good job to put that on target. Looked as if it probably would have hit the crossbar, but gotta be safe. Perkins makes a really great save to keep that one out. Corner kick for Minneapolis City though. 37th minute, 1-0 over Minnesota United. Back post goes into Obilo. Perkins wants to go fast. I think his friends were ready. Really great pressure there to force a bad clearance in a deep spot. Dancer into Banks, back to Dancer. Looks to find Schmidt. United has it, a transition. Obilo with a great tackle. And Wagner goes back to his goalkeeper. In long for Banks. Gets the flick on it, finds Caputo. Tries to find Banks. Very good idea. The opportunity was there. Obilo covers well on the transition. Minnesota United's threatening now. Ball in. But ushered out for a goal kick. Really good end-to-end stuff in this game today. Wagner looks to find Banks. Ojang looking for options, has to go all the way back to Ortwine. Perkins looking to load up to go long to Bojang, but Van Maal's on it. Determined to be offside. I believe he came from an offside position. Niembwe finds Dancer. Great ball. Dancer slips. Really good find. Capone applying very good pressure, but the ball ends up into Bernard's feet. Really great first touch around Dancer. Looks to find Mua. Niembwe gets the touch off of Mua for the goal kick. Really great tackle. Jaden Bernard's been extremely dangerous today from that left back spot. Krentz puts one up in the air. Dancer finds it. Hernandez came from an offside position again. Klein with some space. That's Caputo. Plays into Banks. A little bit too strong. Good idea. Good pressure by Minneapolis City again in the United defensive third, causing a turnover for a throw-in. And Maul protesting, I do believe that did come off of him. Close though. Perkins. A little bit nervy back there. Good touch by Will Schmidt. Driving towards goal. Ball gets caught up a little bit. Both players tangled up. Excellent first touch, though, by Schmidt. Hernandez looking for Mua. Referee blew the whistle for looked to be a foul. Not quite sure what that was for, unless it was something off the ball. Good first touch by Caputo. Finds Banks, but excellent tackle by number 48, William Manus. That's two now. He's had to get right, and he does. He doesn't get that one right. Julian Banks is in. Caputo serves one in. Dancer gets his head on it. Perkins looked to go quick. We're entering into the final minute of first half regulation here. We'll get stoppage time from field side soon. 1-0 Minneapolis City over Minnesota United. Bodies flying everywhere. Obilo finds Capone, who gets it out wide to Dancer. Looking in for Banks in a foot race. That one's going to go out for a goal kick.
Before the visuals indicated there will be a minimum of 1 minute stoppage time. 1 minute.
It looks like we're going to get that one minimum minute of stoppage time here. One last chance here, probably for United to put one in. United comfortable going backwards. City sitting in deep. Yambway just puts his foot through one. Banks is tracking. And that'll do it. 1-0 Minnesota United in Group A Minnesota Super Cup action over, or excuse me, 1-0 Minneapolis City over Minnesota United in Group A action in the Minnesota Super Cup. We'll take a quick break, pay some bills. We'll come back with a recap of the first half. I'm John Bisworm. This again is Minnesota Super Cup action at Edor Nelson Field on the campus of Augsburg University. Please stay with us.
Fans, tonight we're featuring the Minneapolis City Futures program at halftime. The Futures are an environment built for some of the most dedicated young soccer players in the Twin Cities. This is the first year the Futures have expanded into the U13 to U15 age groups. A program that designed players who are technically gifted, tactically intelligent, hungry, and just love the game. These are players with soccer on the brain, and challenge themselves. Plus, players try to clubs all across Minnesota and coaches, former D1 coaches, college coaches, senior team players, and of course goalkeeper coaches, all while competing alongside and against older and stronger players to improve their development. Tonight's anthem contest is inspired directly by the Futures featuring environment
God loves ugly. God loves ugly.
Welcome back, soccer fans. John Bisworm here. Minnesota Super Cup action. Minnesota United MLS Next versus Minneapolis City Soccer Club. 1-0 to the Crows over the Loons on a... Where's my notes here? There. On a 24th minute goal by Julian Banks on a great feed by Caleb Capone. There was a 3rd minute yellow card for Minneapolis City, number 3, Dubem Obilo, early on. As far as what happened in this game, we're gonna attribute this halftime show to Bryant Lake Bowl. Minnesota United came out really strong. Good interchange, resorted a little bit to the long ball, trying to find their wingers in an overload, and Minneapolis City just stayed strong, held a strong line, cleaned up those balls in the air, and transitioned well. I think that there was a few moments of danger by Minnesota United. Number 53, Griffin Guile, had a couple opportunities to sneak through on some really good interchange play with number 55, Irvin Hernandez. But outside of that, nothing of real substance that was scaring goalkeeper Moritz Krentz for Minneapolis City. If you're talking about what needs to change, I don't really know, to be honest with you folks. Both sides had danger. I think that Coach Forsett's group in Minneapolis City amped up the line of pressure to kind of end the second half, and there were a lot of bad turnovers in the Minnesota United defensive third, which caused opportunity for the Crows, but nothing was able to sneak past Perkins' net. If you're looking at what's up next for Minneapolis City in USL League 2 action, next up is Minneapolis City hitting the road on Wednesday, May 27th at Cross River Rivals, so the St. Croix Legends. It's a 7 p.m. kickoff at St. Croix Prep in Stillwater, Minnesota. And then next Super Cup action, Minneapolis City. Man, I'm going to get that mixed up. Minneapolis City has their last Group A test on Wednesday, June 17th versus the Minnesota Blizzard out of the NPSL at 7 p.m. The kickoff is here at Edor Nelson Field in Minneapolis for the Crows. Excuse me, I don't have any information on what's next for Minnesota United's MLS Next Academy because it was all taken off the internet. I couldn't see it. So we wish them well in whatever they have in the academy, and also the Minnesota Super Cup Group A matches. Again, if you're wondering what Minnesota Super Cup is, where to check out information, you can hit up the socials, MN Super Cup, I believe on all socials, and then you can head over to mnsupercup.com. We're right about to kick off second half action here. We'll get any ideas of changes coming from pitch side. I do see some new faces entering the huddle for Minnesota United. Not any for Coach Forsyth and the Crows, but we'll get that for you. Other things from the first half that I could see for you folks, I think that number 21, Caleb Capone, was extremely active. And checking in on number 27, Phil Caputo, our player to watch tonight, popped up in some really good moments. Hasn't really been as isolated 1v1 as he was against the Dutch Lions in USL2 action last week, where he was extremely dangerous. But look for that in the second half. He does find those pockets of space to pop up into, and we'll look to see what we can get from our player to watch for this evening. Seconds away here from kickoff. Swapping sides. Minneapolis City does not get the wind advantage, but the rain has died down. And we are underway for the second half. There are substitutions for Minnesota United. I don't have their names and numbers that I'm given here on the roster. I'll look at cleaning that up here in a second. Deep throw in the defensive end for Minnesota United here. Going into a number 45 I don't have on my roster sheet. Figure that out. Obilo looking to go back to Crench. Nervy moment between Obilo and Crench. Obilo had to get that toe poke right, did not. And the number I don't have almost scored. Not quite sure what's happening here. It's as if maybe the ball was outside of the 6-yard area for Krentz.
Substitutions for Minnesota United to start the second half. Replacing number 55, Edor Hernandez, and number 62, Mo Bojan, and number 46, Keen Hernandez. Number 56, James McCann. Number 45, Tim Dennis.
Dancer able to get a foot on it.
And number 40, Tomas.
Capone doing a great job to win the throw-in for the Crows.
University graduate, Tomas Mena.
Wheelo looking for options. Zinda Caputo finds Will Schmidt. Gets the ball out wide for Van Maal, who has one to beat. And some space. Does a really good job to beat his first defender. Plays the ball into Caputo. Gets a touch on it. Klein unable to get a foot on it. Bernard, who was a bright spot for United in the first half, tracks that one down. Okay, we sorted out the subs, folks. Number 40, Tomas Mena, in for number 55, Irving Hernandez. Number 45, Tim Dennis, in for Mo Bojang. and number 56, James McCann, in for number 44, George Porter. Took a little bit. We figured it out. Great tackle in again for number 48, William Manus. A number of those in the first half. I talked about him having to get those right, and all of them have been. Difficult for a central defender trying to track down those wingers. You commit your mostly larger body into those challenges, and if you don't get those right, that's where you go into the referee's book. Curtis Wagner with the long throw in. Banks gets a header on it. Bernard gets the ball out. Caputo with a great touch. On the left foot, shot blocked. Mena with a great turn. Has an opportunity to find his man. Getting ushered out wide. Tries to play a ball in, but unable to find a partner. Dancer gets fouled by Mena. Could have connected with Julian Banks. There were options for the Crows. You have to wonder, though, what the referee is thinking. There have been a number of challenges that were equal, if not worse, than what Obilo was booked for in the 3rd minute. But otherwise, the referee has let both teams play. Yambwe unlucky to find Van Maal, out for a United throw-in. Capone applying the pressure, forcing United back to Perkins' feet. Looks to go long into Mena, but Curtis Wagner is there. Good defensive coverage by Klein. Loses possession, though, to Grolke. And United recycles again. Couple of substitutions up off of Forseth's bench as he looks to potentially make some changes here in the second half. But as it stands, 1-0 Minneapolis City over Minnesota United. Obilo, the good tackle on Bernard. Will Schmidt has an opportunity, finds Capone, who has Julian Banks. Julian Banks is in, but the pass is a little bit too strong. Probably going to want that one back. But really good job starting with the tackle from Dancer. Good step by Van Maal. Finds player to watch, Caputo. Into Klein, has an opportunity, strikes it! Saved by Perkins. Klein's popped up in a number of opportunities for the Crows. This time, his first intervention offensively really makes Perkins pay attention. But it all started from a good find from our player to watch tonight, Phil Caputo. He's on the ball again. Tries to go through 3 defenders, unsuccessful. Good win by Will Schmidt. Van Maal has an opportunity to drive with Klein overlapping. Klein tries to beat his defender, does not. Ultimately gets it back, though, and finds Van Maal. Van Maal taken down. Another instance where a United player kicks a ball at a City player. I understand that. Not his fault, the referee called it. Opportunity for the Crows to replicate their corner just outside the 18-yard box. Capone wide open, choosing to track back. Short options open, doesn't get it right. Counter opportunity for United. The danger man, Bernard, on it. Will Schmidt tracking back. Bernard beats two, slots it back. Great job by Obilo. Not out of danger yet. Mua finds Mena. Mena cuts back. Left-footed shot, deflection off of a Minneapolis City defender, and it is 1-1. Unlucky for the Crows there. We'll give that goal to Mena in the 54th minute. If his name sounds familiar, he's on Minneapolis City's USL2 roster, filling in today for Minnesota United's academy.
For Minnesota United, number 40, Tomas Mena.
Played his college ball here at Augsburg. Knows the field well.
That's Minneapolis City 1.
And now it's a new game. Ball into Van Maal. Good step by Yambwe. Finds Van Maal. Shout for a handball. Ultimately, the sideline official saw it. No, he gives a throw in. All the referees are getting it right. United goes quick. Klein steps. Interestingly enough, the most active member in the second half for Minnesota United is a Minneapolis City USL2 player. Klein tries to find Dancer. Good idea. Obilo finds Banks. Unable to get it off of his foot. Bernard fighting through it. Ending up in a Perkins goal kick. Dancer decides to pull the ball back. Obilo goes back into Frentz. Only options really are long. Great turn by Capone. Almost a carbon copy of the goal. Diving in. Banks with a great touch, and the shot blocked by Sullivan Manus. Minnesota United committing numbers forward, trying to chase that goal that they did get, but it's requiring 3 Crows defenders to separate themselves from this set piece. Ball in near post, off of Curtis Wagner. And Maul goes down. Substitutions coming in for Minneapolis City. Curtis Wagner making way for number 15, Islam Husseini. Julian Banks making way for number 17, Shea Bechtel. 1-1, 58th minute.
Substitutions for Minnesota United in the 58th minute. Replacing number 20, Curtis Wagner. Islam Hussein, number 15. And replacing number 11, Julian Banks. Number 17, Shea Vector.
For the 10-year anniversary feather weather kit to the bolt from the black kit, Stimulus Athletic has helped Minneapolis City put fire on the backs of our players season after season, and they can do the same for your team. No matter the level, no matter the age group, don't settle for average. Build your team's identity with Stimulus Athletic today. Dancer goes back into Krentz. Finds Sani. City goes quick. Capone. Bernard battle has been great to watch all day. Bernard's been dangerous on the ball, good defensively. Equal can be said for Capone. Dancer has an opportunity here to find Bechtel. Looks for him. Will Schmidt collects the pass. Bechtel's in. He has players in the middle. Caputo. Van Mall. Caputo finds Dancer. One to beat. Look to go far post. Ushered that real wide. Potentially had an opportunity to take an additional touch there. Good touch by Mena. Still fights through it. Gets it back. Great step by Capone. Foul on Usani. Mena causing problems for Yembwe. Schmidt with a great track back to win that. Has an opportunity to find Bechtel. And he does. Capone's in on it. Perkins had to get that right. Perkins with an opportunity. Doesn't connect in. Had Jack Dancer, had a couple different options. Griffin Guile goes down for the second time. It looks as if Ari Van Mall is going to get a 62nd minute, we'll call it the 63rd minute, yellow card. Substitution coming on for Minnesota United. Figure that one out in a second. Bechtel having to chase this one down. Quite sure who came off, but number 66, Brody Schaff, entered. Trying to figure out substitutions here. Roster sheet not necessarily matching up here for me. But like I said, number 66, Brody Schaff, is in the game. Mena dispossessed Klein. Bernard on the ball, loses possession. Finds Capone, has numbers. You can find Schmidt quickly. And does. Schmidt goes back out wide to Dancer. Finds Bechtel, who's in. Shot. Not quite sure if their goalkeeper's name is Perkins, but he made the save.
Substitution on the field for Minnesota United in the 65th minute. Placing number 44, George Porter. Number 66, Brody Schaff.
Great save. Really the first opportunity for Shea Bechtel to get dangerous. Goes out long for Niembwe. Can't keep it in. Goes out for a throw-in, though. (1-1) in this Group A Super Cup matchup. 67th minute. Will Schmidt gets out of trouble. Caputo's in. Looked like a handball. Krentz thought about coming out for that. Great tackle by Niembwe. And the counterattack is on again on the other way for Minneapolis City. Caputo. Finds Bechtel. Got to get it right. Finds a ball in. Goal! Great find by Shea Bechtel. I believe that was Capone, and it was. Initial great save by the goalkeeper. Once again on the second goal, 48, William Manus for Minnesota United, not marking up. And Capone sneaks his way in for a 68th minute goal. Two to one, Minneapolis City. The second time, as I noted, marking an issue for United. Caught ball watching. In the second half substitute, Shea Bechtel finds Capone, and we're 2 to 1.
Goal! Minneapolis City scoring in the 69th minute.
Opportunity again for Bechtel.
Number 21. Number 21, Caleb Capone. Assist from number 17, Shea Bechtel.
Opportunity for the Crows. Bechtel goes wide. Goal! What a find by Shea Bechtel. And again, the off-the-ball marking for Minnesota United. They pay for it. As Bechtel was left wide open, centrally, puts his foot through it, and catches the goalkeeper near post in the 69th minute. 3 to 1, Minneapolis City. What a finish. We have some substitution for Coach Forsyth's Minneapolis City.
That hasn't happened before.
We'll get to those in a minute.
Scoring in the 70th minute, number 17. And assisting in the 69th minute, Shea Bechtel. That's Minneapolis City 3, Minnesota United 1.
Another opportunity. Caputo finds the crossbars. I'm trying to sort the subs out. Substitutions came on for Minneapolis City. Number 28, Ronan Selbo, replaces number 12, Jack Dancer. And number 25, Joe Swallen, replaces number 5, Jacob Klein. Player to watch, Caputo. Rattles the crossbar. 3 minutes of action here, end to end. Obilo with the smart clearance. The Crows look to take some air out of the ball here, calm things down. Yambwe finds Selbo. Selbo gets the ball back. Had some time. Bechtel chases it down. Wins a throw-in. Substitutions coming on for Minnesota United. Number 41, Lazar Angelovsky, comes on for number 53, Griffin Guile. And number 69, Jacob Economic, comes on for number 61, Jaden Bernard, who I think was probably the brightest spot today for Minnesota United. Selbo beats his man. Caputo finds it in. Bechtel, another goal! player to watch tonight, Phil Caputo, popping up in those spaces, finds substitute Shea Bechtel for his second. 4-1 Minneapolis City over Minnesota United. A major turn of events since the Mena goal in the 54th minute. This one looks like all one-way traffic.
Minneapolis City 4, Minnesota United 1.
Ball into Krentz. It looks as if there was another substitution that snuck in while we were celebrating the Bechtel goal. Number 30, Landon Bange, coming in for player to watch. Number 27, Phil Caputo.
Substitutions made after the goal.
Well, Schmidt looking for Bechtel again. Swollen out to Selbo, who finds Capone, taken down. The number 51, Cal Grokey, with the yellow card in the 75th minute. If you're in Uptown looking for something to do, Bryant Lake Bowl is your spot. There's a legendary cheap date night every Monday, Tuesdays bingo at 8 p.m., or Trivia Mafia on Wednesdays, and breakfast is served at 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. every day to help you recover. Or just toss some rocks at the Vintage Bowling Alley, where you can still keep score the old school way, by hand, on paper. That is a thing. Swing by Bryant Lake Bowl tonight.
Additional substitutions on the field in the 75th minute for Minnesota United. Replacing number 53, Griffin Gill.
Mena finds his winger in space. McCann is wide open in the center.
And on for number 61, Jaden Bernard is number
Dangerous ball in by Mena.
69.
And a penalty kick is called.
Penamil.
Penalty called. I'm not sure what happened. It had to have been a handball on Swollen.
Substitute.
Interesting turn of events here. Big Moritz Krentz takes up a third of the goal just standing there. So McCann's going to have to really put this one in his spot. Still interested to see what happened. Maybe we can get a replay after the penalty's taken. The big German's dancing. McCann steps up. Almost missed, but tucks it away in the corner. James McCann, number 56, scores in the 77th minute. Wondering if we can ask the best producer in non-league soccer to see if we can pull up what happened on that penalty call. But while we're doing that, I told you it was going to, oh, here it is. The ball comes in from Mena. I still don't see what happened there, but it happened, and we play. I told you it was going to happen at some point, folks, but I'm finally joined after 1.75 games by another co-founder of the club, the Dan Hudeman. Dan, thanks for finally joining me.
I'm glad to be back in the booth, John. Not least because it's been raining most of the game.
Were you doing laundry? What's going on out there?
We've been great. We've had great crowds, and that means sometimes everyone's got to
Chip in.
doing a little merch slanging.
Everyone's got to do their part. I was getting a little lonely up here.
It's nice to be doing it with a buddy.
Well, the nice part is that now you can take my chair where you don't have to call the action. You can just say cool stuff every now and then, and I'll inform the folks what's happening.
You set the bar a little high, John. Although I'll tell you, having watched this turn from 1-1 to 4-1 and now 4-2, there's a lot that happened in the last 10 minutes after a really tight first half.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, even though it was 1-0 at halftime, I thought both teams played well. Mainly, I think that, Minnesota United, kind of their final ball was what let them down. Same can be said for Minneapolis City on the Capone pass into Julian Banks for that goal in the first half. But coming out in the second half, the energy of Tomas Mena caused that goal to equalize it. But since then, the intervention of the substitutes has gone in the favor of Coach Forsyth.
It has. I'll tell you, I'm a little disappointed in the United goal simply because before then, all of the goals were scored by Minneapolis City players.
Before the penalty.
Before the penalty. But I think you're right, John. And we've seen this with United before where they're at the end of their MLS next season. And they're well drilled. I mean, they're very good players, but they have a level of organization and cohesion that oftentimes City's still playing into. It's only our second game.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I mentioned when you weren't in here, it's a great opportunity for them to see something different than other MLS academies.
Yeah.
And then it's a good opportunity, like what you just said, for Minnesota United to actually face a team, not like the Dutch Lions we faced this week, who had their players off the boat 2 days before the game or whatever it was. But they're able to have an opportunity to face a side that has been training day in and day out.
Right. I mean, they're technically very good. I mean, good players overall, but having played together, they have a good understanding. It's certainly different than those early stage League Two teams.
Oh, absolutely. Van Maal finds Husani.
So, John, I wasn't able to watch the entire game as I was slinging merch. Who stood out for you from both sides so far?
I mean, for Minnesota United, we'll start with them first. It was number 61, Jaden Bernard. He was extremely dangerous. I mean, he played in the left back position, but was getting advanced, really good on the ball, and picking out very good passes. I would have liked to see him maybe get a little bit further into the final third.
Oh, nice touch by Selbo. Selbo fires. A little bit wild in the end, but that was lovely to get around his defender.
Thanks for picking me up while I was answering your question there. And for Minneapolis City, I think there's a number. I mean, in the first half, I thought that Caleb Capone, Will Schmidt, and Ari Van Maal were fantastic, with Capone getting his goal in the second half. And then you talk about the substitute. Shea Bechtel comes off the bench and is an automatic goal contributor.
Yeah, I'll tell you, at halftime, I did hear a lot about both Schmidt and Capone from fans at the merch tent. They were pretty impressed.
McCann looking to try to find a partner there with the flick, but Niembwe steps in. The aforementioned Schmidt. It's the ball to Husseini. Plays a great ball into Bange.
That long pass from Husseini, he has been just, and he puts it on a dime.
Great touch by Swallen. The name sounds familiar. Joe is the younger brother of Jake Swallen, following up in a long line, Dan, of brothers that have played for Minneapolis City.
No, you're absolutely right. I remember, the Huttons, the Browns.
Oliver's. Player down.
Yeah, we got two City guys who are down, although Joe Swallen's back up.
McCann's in.
Husseini does a great job.
Yeah, great.
Holy moly.
Great tackle. Like, you almost can't commentate this game because, great touch by Capone. A 4-on-2, basically, if we can get this right. Bange is wide open.
Can't get it behind that back line. That was nice work, I thought, from the defender there.
Yeah, absolutely. As we were saying, a long line of family members that have been part of the team.
Yeah, and I mean, we forgot about the Kents. I mean, We have a lot of brothers who, for Minneapolis City, have played, and that kind of shows the representation from Minneapolis and
The
in the
local.
Twin Cities.
Yeah. 83rd minute, 4-2, Minnesota United 2, Minneapolis City 4. So much has happened. We'll recap all of it. Dan showed up. Rain stopped everything.
I think this is important if you're a City fan. If you looked at Sueño's recent results, so Chicago Sueño finished second in the Heartland Division last year on goal difference to the Crows, have won their 2 games by a score of 7-0 and 6-0 respectively. And so City got off to a nice start with Dutch Lions, but having a team like this, well-drilled, good players, very dangerous, starts to show a little bit more of the quality than perhaps what we saw League 2 early. Can be a little bit of a crapshoot.
You don't know what you get from League 2 teams.
Who's back from college? How long have they been training?
Van Maal with a great first touch. Shoves his defender off.
Oh!
I don't know if he was shooting, but he found the back of the net, and I still haven't figured out if Keen Perkins is the goalie or not. Misinformation, I don't know, but Ari Van Maal with a fantastic finish on a great ball from Niembwe. And it's 5-2 Minneapolis City.
I mean, that first touch did everything. It looks like actually it may have gone off Maines there. Just the underside of his foot would made it kick. Yep.
Deflection in. Still count.
Unfortunate for the goalkeeper who was positioned perfectly and almost got to it, but them's the breaks.
Yeah, it happens. I mean, that's what you teach younger players. Throw something into the box dangerously and stuff happens.
I've been impressed by what I've seen by City's wide players, how quick they are to get past their man. Great acceleration, willingness to go forward, pretty tricky. It's going to be fun to watch in the summer.
Yeah, and if you think about it, too, they're all new players to the club as well.
Well, you're right. With Morgan Olson,
Oh, boy.
who'd be in his 3rd season of the club, not back from college yet. You're right. Every wide player. Elijah Fearing, we haven't seen him yet. He was recently back from school, so more weapons out wide for City.
Yeah, I mean, you have Bechtel, who's slotting up top today with the squad on the ball right now with the squad rotation.
Nice ball over the top. Whoa.
I'm going to call that a foul. I will be the first to never want to disagree or to agree with the referee. Disagree with that call. I think that was shoulder to shoulder.
I agree with you. That's a problem sometimes. You play too strong. Referees just see the result, but from up here in the booth, that was just good leverage.
Good man-on-man soccer. Hold the Citizens up at the fence.
Oh, good pressure. I don't know that I would have necessarily called that one either.
Bange is going to get a yellow card in the 86th minute for not listening to the whistle, Dan.
Can't do that.
The yellow card caution issued in the 88th minute for Minneapolis City, number 30, Lennon Bench.
One thing I liked from United was how they countered on defensive corner kicks, where they sent three attackers forward. I haven't seen that very often, and that takes the offensive players out of the box.
Sure.
'Cause typically you see just like the lone striker and everyone's in. A little bit overcooked. Krentz will track it down, eat up as much clock as he can. But I think it's interesting because it takes. I mean, obviously you're still going man-to-man, but it takes the opportunities for danger out of it. Great ball into Bechtel.
Oh, he's still working.
Still working on it. Riding his defender. Slots it home for his hat trick, but that's going to be called back.
That's a tough one when you're on the back of the player like that.
Yeah. 5-2, Minneapolis City over Minnesota United.
John, as the Crows look forward to getting back into League Two play, they've got St. Croix away and Rochester at home. A number of these players have made Coach Forsyth have to make some tough decisions on who's going to play in those next games.
I think squad rotation is something that we kind of haven't had a luxury of in the past, especially early days, because
Sure.
we don't get all the players in. So it's really good for this opportunity, like you said, to happen for the coach. I mean, embarrassment of riches is still good, right? when it comes to early days in a League Two season. But you're right. There's a number of players. I think like Capone didn't start. Bainch,
Great ball forward.
Bainch was in,
That's back for offside.
given offside. But like Capone, I think had a fantastic game today. Pops up with a goal and an assist, playing probably the full 90 here. He came on as a substitute. You think about we didn't have Obilo.
Yeah, Ari Van Maal.
Ari Van Maal came on as a substitute. Will Smith came on as a substitute. Played a fantastic game today. So yeah, there's a lot of questions that could be answered for Coach Forsyth with his next lineup.
Ball put him under a little bit of pressure, but goalkeeper cleans that one up. Despite the scoreline, I have been impressed by United's goalkeeping.
They've always been strong.
Absolutely.
I mean, you talk about Jack Roach, who plays for us now. Economic with a dangerous ball in.
It's a little bit over kick, but it's kept in. United's still on the attack.
Michael doing a really good job there, tracking back.
Just like the Energizer Bunny.
It's a wonder how no Division I team picked him up. All-American at Gustavus, won a national championship. Conference Player of the Year his junior year.
Well, and we've seen him up against top players, top Big Ten, top ACC, top Division I college players, and
He wins the flick into Capone.
That
Beats
Capone's through. He's got bench. Oh,
I mean,
good defending.
right there, he out-jumped a 6'2" defender.
Yeah, what a player.
So interestingly enough, field side indicates that the fourth official says there will be 5 minutes of stoppage time.
A minimum, John. A minimum of 5 minutes.
Seems like a lot of a minimum in this game. There were obviously, I mean, looking at the substitutes, there's
The goals.
two or three left. A lot of goals for Minneapolis City. One substitute left, I believe, for Minnesota United. 5 seems like a lot in a 5-2 game, but
A lot happened.
Yeah, a lot happened in like 3 minutes of gameplay. Flick in. And Maul.
Flags up.
The one thing that was nice with you not being here is you didn't step on my headphone cord all the time.
Did I do that again? Shoot.
Selbo with a good header. Good first touch by Swallen.
And that slide just kept going. Get a little bit of slickness on the turf, and you just don't stop.
It rained just enough for it to be extremely slick. You can kind of see it, probably not on the camera, maybe a little bit where it's matted down.
Yeah, the little streaks.
Schmidt, one time, cross to Van Maal.
Ooh.
I mean,
I don't know much about that.
I think he got tripped up on the. There is that
There.
for the folks at home where the dome goes up here at Augsburg in the winter. There's a little patch of turf, like a little valley, on that far sideline. Looks as if maybe Tim Dennis fell into that.
Yeah, a little divot. I've blamed that for many a time I did something stupid.
Mua with a great move around Schmidt. Finds Dennis. One to beat in Van Maal. And Maul does a great job on the tackle
Nice win.
and clears his lines.
Maul's been really impressive to me. All energy, working on both sides of the ball. I'll tell you, John, every time I see Joe Swallen on the field, he looks a lot like his brother.
Yeah. A couple LBs lighter.
It's kind of like watching the Huttons with
Yep.
their Nick and Mike Hutton were identical twins.
Baines has an opportunity to get one off here. Finds
Oh,
Bechtel. Great spin move.
Yeah, with not much to do, pulling the Maradona out to get away from danger.
Inside your 6-yard box. It's a choice.
Love that.
It's a choice.
Hey, it worked.
Will Schmidt finds
nice turn for
Good
Bechtel.
turn. Oh, and an opportunity to get his hat trick. Did everything, all the hard stuff right. Couldn't find the corner. Yeah, right here. Whoop. Then I'm trying to find Dennis, but again, Van Maal pops up. Bechtel was offside. Is really the only forward option there for him. Into the last minute of stoppage time. If you're United, you like to try to get another one.
And we got the flag up for offside there.
James McCann a little bit too eager there.
Nice step from Husney, though.
Yeah. I just call him Husani. I keep getting corrected, but you know what? Just do what I want. This has to be the last kick of the game here. Krentz can put one on target.
Do a little stat padding.
Yeah. Big enough.
Oh, absolutely.
And that'll do it from Edor Nelson Field on the campus of Augsburg University, Minneapolis City's summer home. It's Minneapolis City 5, Minnesota United 2. I'm John Bisworm. That's the Dan Hudeman. We're going to take a quick break. We'll break this one down. There is a lot to talk about, actually, from that second half. But stay with us, and we'll see you in a bit. Welcome back, soccer fans. Once again, I'm John Bisworm. That's the Dan Hudeman. 5-2 in Super Cup Group A action. Minneapolis City over Minnesota United. There's a lot to unpack here. We'll start with the first half. 1-0 at the half on a 24th minute goal by Julian Banks by way of Caleb Capone. Halftime ended. Some changes were made. Not a ton of action until right around the 60th minute when the substitution started to happen. Caleb Capone scores his own goal in the 68th. Further substitutes come on for Minneapolis City. Before that, right after that Capone goal, before that Capone goal, and there's a lot of stuff in front of me here, sorry. Tomas Mena in the 54th minute scores for Minnesota United. Again, if you're following along, Tomas Mena is a USL2 member of Minneapolis City. And then on the flip side, after that goal, the Capone 68th minute goal, then Shea Bechtel, the substitute, came on, scored in the 69th and 74th, and then capped off the scoring by Ari Van Mol in the 85th. There was a penalty for James McCann from Minnesota United in the 77th, and I think that is all the goals. And then from a disciplinary perspective, Dubé Mobilo for Minneapolis City gets a yellow card in the 3rd minute. Cal Grulke gets a card in the 75th minute for Minnesota United, and then Landon Bange gets one in the 86th minute. So I unpacked all of that, Dan. But as far as what we saw today, respectful end-to-end action. I mean, you look at the scoreline, it's 5-2. I don't think that's an indicator of how Minnesota United played. I thought they played very well. I think that we talked about the final ball, letting them down a little bit, and then just finishing the chances. And Minneapolis City did.
I think you're right. I thought United looked good. Certainly not a give up 5 goals and lose by 3. And sometimes those are the breaks. Because the flip side is Minneapolis City's finishing was sharp. They look good on the counter. They look willing to just turn the shoulder, go at defenders. And it showed they were trying stuff in a way that perhaps, United wasn't. Much more controlled. A little bit more, just kind of a little bit more playing within themselves.
I think for me, it was playing one team playing within a system and continuing to play that system, and one team kind of ad-libbing a little bit more. And like you say, trying different things. And that's what we saw from Coach Forth's side. The other thing that we saw was things we didn't see. We didn't see Jason Ramos in the back line. We didn't see Jake Swallen, 2025 Heartland Player of the Year, in the central midfield. We didn't see hat-trick men, Akale and Morgan, or Donovan up top. We saw wholesale changes, and you mentioned it, Dan, that the players that came in, given the minutes opportunity to grab, to start to have Coach Forsyth have to think through what his team's going to be for the next USL League 2 match coming up, they made it really hard on him.
Absolutely. And it's interesting, we talked about this for the short time I was on the broadcast with you, but if you look at the Heartland Division in League 2, you're starting to see clubs like Chicago Sueños scoring a ton of goals. Minneapolis City scoring a ton of goals too. And I think what we're going to start to see is going to be who can make sure they keep that momentum. It's a short season. Mm-hmm. Who can be sharp on both ends of the pitch. And this was a great challenge for City, I thought, because they're up against a really well-drilled, really cohesive team full of really good players. This is a great result for the Crows.
Yeah, absolutely. So we don't want to belabor it too much. We talked about what's up next for Minneapolis City. Super Cup's over for now, but they take on look at my notes here. Next up is on Wednesday, May 27th at St. Croix Prep against St. Croix Legends in Stillwater, Minnesota at 7 p.m. kickoff. And then Super Cup, they're playing on June 17th against MPSL side Minnesota Blizzard. If you want to check out anything and everything Minneapolis City, go to MPLSCitySC.com and you can follow that same suffix for all the socials, MPLS City SC. This post-game recap brought to you by Atmosphere. want to check out Atmosphere, they're going to be at Minnesota Yacht Club on July 19th. Head on over to the Yacht Club website. Get those tickets to see Atmosphere. Thank you, Atmosphere. I think we'll wrap it up, Dan. There's not much more to say. Good start in the Super Cup, defending our title.
Yeah, great result. Man, if I'm Minnesota Blizzard, I might be thinking, I'm in danger.
Yeah, look out. Rosters are set. Can't bring anybody else in. Once again, I'm John Bisworm. That was almost the whole Dan Hudeman. Thank you so much to Tyler and the camera crew for helping us out. Nate on the PA, Kyle on the keyboard. Thanks so much, everyone. We'll see you back soon.